He told himself it was just a precaution, nothing more than a father doing what any man with resources would do. After the accident, fear became his constant companion, whispering doubts into every quiet moment of the house. His daughter could no longer run, speak freely, or call out if something went wrong, and that helplessness haunted him. Money had solved every problem he'd ever faced, so he trusted it would solve this one too. Discreet cameras were installed in hallways and corners, hidden behind the promise of safety and control. He convinced himself they were there to protect her, to give him peace of mind. But beneath that reasoning lived a deeper truth. He refused to say out loud he was terrified of failing her. In trying to watch over everything, he unknowingly set the stage for a truth that would shatter his assumptions forever. The maid arrived each morning without ceremony, her presence barely noticed in a house accustomed to luxury and noise. She spoke softly, moved carefully, and never asked for recognition. Doing her work with the quiet discipline of someone used to being invisible. To the millionaire, she was simply part of the background, another service paid for and easily replaced. But to the daughter, she became something else entirely. The maid learned her routines, sensed her moods, and understood her silences better than anyone else in the house. She didn't rush through tasks or treat care like a checklist. Instead, she offered patience, gentle humor, and a dignity the girl hadn't felt since before the accident. No one praised her for it, and no one was meant to notice. Yet in that overlooked stillness, something rare was forming, noticed by everyone except the cameras quietly recording every moment. What the cameras captured wasn't anything dramatic. At first, just moments so ordinary they almost seemed unimportant. The maid adjusting a blanket before the room grew cold, brushing the girl's hair the way a mother might, or pausing her chores just to sit and talk when the silence felt heavy. She celebrated tiny victories no one else noticed, a finger that twitched, a smile that lingered a second longer than usual. When frustration crept in, she didn't correct or rush. She waited, letting the girl move at her own pace. Late at night, after the house had gone quiet, she sometimes returned to check once more, not because she was asked, but because she cared. These weren't gestures written into any contract or captured in any performance. They were acts of genuine compassion, given freely when no reward was expected, quietly rewriting what care truly meant. When he finally sat alone and watched the footage, he expected confirmation that his precautions were justified. Instead, each clip chipped away at the certainty he'd built around himself. He saw moments he'd never witnessed in person. The way his daughter's eyes softened when the maid entered the room, the calm that replaced her tension, the trust that had quietly taken root. The realization hit him slowly, then all at once. This woman he barely acknowledged had given his child something he couldn't buy or monitor: genuine safety. His throat tightened as the truth settled in, heavy and undeniable. He had been watching for danger, yet the cameras revealed devotion. In that private room, surrounded by screens, the millionaire felt smaller than he ever had before, humbled by the love unfolding in his own home, and shaken by how completely he had misunderstood what protection truly looks like. As the days passed, it became impossible to deny what was forming between them. The maid never treated the girl like a burden or a task to manage. She treated her like a person whose life still held meaning. She spoke to her with honesty, laughed with her, and listened in ways others had forgotten to do. The daughter responded in ways no therapy had unlocked, more present, more hopeful, more herself. Trust grew quietly, rooted in consistency and respect, not obligation. Watching this bond unfold forced the father to confront an uncomfortable truth. While he had been focused on control, this woman had been offering dignity. Where he guarded with walls and technology, she protected with patience and love. In that space between them, something powerful emerged, proving that real care isn't enforced or monitored, it's given freely, and it changes everything. In the end, the lesson arrived without drama, yet it changed him completely. He realized that despite all his wealth, he had been trying to shield his daughter with distance instead of presence. The cameras, meant to protect, had exposed something far more important: his own blind spots. True security, he finally understood, doesn't come from watching every move or controlling every outcome. It comes from choosing people who act with kindness, even when no one is looking. He saw that his daughter didn't need to be guarded, like a possession, but honored as a person deserving of trust and compassion. From that moment on, his decisions shifted, not just as a father, but as a human being. Because when love is given freely, without fear or conditions, it becomes the strongest protection of all.